Hey guys, tonight we're taking a relaxing trip back to ancient Rome. A place that collapsed nearly 2,000 years ago, yet somehow still runs your daily life. So before you get comfortable, take a moment, like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. Standing in line feels so normal today that questioning it feels almost rebellious. You line up for coffee. You line up at airports. You line up at government offices where time goes to die. Sometimes you line up just to ask someone why the line is not moving. And yet you obey calmly, patiently, like a well-trained Roman citizen waiting for grain. Because that is exactly where this habit comes from. Ancient Romans adored order. Not fairness, not efficiency, order. A straight line of quiet people was Rome's favorite form of crowd management. It looked disciplined. It looked civilized. And most importantly, it stopped people from stabbing each other over bread. Grain distributions were legendary. Thousands of citizens showed up, stood in line, and waited. If you arrived early, you ate. If you arrived late, Rome taught you an important lesson about personal responsibility and hunger. No exceptions, no compassion. The line did not care that your sandals broke or your child cried. The line had spoken. Romans applied this logic everywhere. Courts, public baths, temples, military pay, even executions. Yes, executions. People queued while officials processed paperwork, adjusted robes, and made sure the vibes were correct. Imagine standing. They're shifting your weight, thinking, I hope this moves faster before lunch. Perfectly normal Roman behavior. The brilliance of the line was psychological. It created the illusion of fairness without actually guaranteeing it. Everyone suffered equally. And people tolerate suffering much better when it is organized. Chaos causes revolts. Lines cause resignation. Fast forward 2,000 years and nothing has changed. You still stand in line even when technology could eliminate the need entirely. Self-checkouts exist, yet lines remain. Online forms exist, yet waiting rooms persist. Why? Because the ritual matters more than the outcome. And the most Roman part of all, when someone cuts the line, people do not shrug. They feel moral outrage, deep personal betrayal. Society briefly unites in silent judgment because the line is sacred, not the service, not the result, the line. So the next time you stand quietly behind someone for no clear reason, staring at the back of their jacket like it holds ancient wisdom, remember you are not waiting. You are honoring a Roman social control mechanism designed to keep hungry people calm, and it is still working beautifully. If ancient Rome had a religion, it would have been paperwork. Romans did not trust memory. They did not trust verbal promises. They barely trusted each other. What they did trust was ink, wax seals, witnesses, and documents long enough to make you forget what you were agreeing to in the first place. If something was not written down, it might as well have never happened. Love faded. Loyalty shifted. But paperwork was eternal. Roman contracts governed everything. Marriage agreements, business deals, property transfers, loans, employment, even friendships of convenience somehow involved documentation. There were contracts for selling land, renting rooms, lending money, freeing slaves, and occasionally promising not to sue someone later when you inevitably changed your mind. And these were not short documents. Roman legal language was dense, repetitive, and intentionally confusing. Not because clarity was difficult, but because complexity created authority. If you could not understand the document, that meant the system was working. Lawyers thrived. Ordinary citizens nodded politely and hoped nothing bad would happen. Fast forward 2,000 years, and here you are, clicking, "I agree," on terms and conditions longer than most ancient epics. You have not read them. No one has read them. Somewhere deep down, you know this, but you click anyway. Why? Because Rome taught us that legitimacy comes from written agreement, not comprehension. Modern contracts follow the same logic. Rent an apartment, contract. Start a job, contract. Cancel a subscription, surprise contract. Even borrowing a ladder from a neighbor feels like it should involve at least 2 signatures. And a witness named Marcus. The Roman obsession with written proof created a culture where protection mattered more than trust. If something went wrong, the document mattered more than intent. That belief survived perfectly. Today, it was in the contract ends arguments, friendships, and sometimes entire court cases. And the most Roman part of all, even when contracts clearly favor one side, society treats them as sacred. You agreed the document exists. Therefore, the outcome is fair regardless of how absurd it is. So, every time you sign something you barely understand, congratulations. You are participating in a Roman tradition designed to protect systems, not people. You are not agreeing. You are submitting. Ancient Rome did not just invent bureaucracy. It perfected it, polished it, gave it a title, and then made sure it could never be removed. The Roman Empire ran on layers of administration stacked so high that even the administrators sometimes forgot why they existed. And if that sounds familiar, congratulations. The system worked. Rome loved offices. Offices to manage provinces. Offices to manage other offices. Offices whose sole purpose was to check whether another office had filled out the correct forms in triplicate. Efficiency was optional. Procedure was mandatory. If you wanted something done in Rome, you did not simply ask. You petitioned. Then you waited. Then someone reviewed your request. Then someone reviewed the review. Then someone decided the paperwork was missing a seal. Then you started again. Rome understood that power is not just about control. It is about delay. Bureaucracy created distance between the problem and the solution. And distance, Rome discovered, prevents anger from becoming action. When people are busy navigating forms, rules, and offices, they are too tired to revolt. You might be frustrated, but at least you are occupied. This system spread everywhere. Taxes, legal disputes, military logistics, citizenship requests. Everything passed through layers of officials whose authority came not from solving problems, but from processing them. If nothing got fixed, that was unfortunate. The system, however, functioned beautifully. Fast forward to modern life, and the inheritance is painfully obvious. You submit forms. You wait. You call departments that redirect you to other departments that insist you should have contacted the first one. Nobody is evil. Nobody is helpful. Everyone is following procedure. And the most Roman feature of all, no one takes responsibility. In Roman bureaucracy, responsibility dissolved as it moved upward. Each official did their part. If the outcome was disastrous, it was not anyone's fault. It was the process. Modern bureaucracy operates exactly the same way. Problems are never solved. They are handled. The genius of Roman bureaucracy was not that it organized an empire. It was that it trained people to accept inefficiency as normal. Waiting became part of life. Frustration became background noise. Complaining became pointless. So the next time you spend an afternoon accomplishing absolutely nothing while following official procedures, remember, you are not failing. You are honoring a Roman tradition designed to keep systems intact and people tired. And once again, it is working exactly as intended. Ancient Rome loved titles the way modern people love job descriptions that sound important but explain nothing. Senator, consul, praetor, tribune. Each title came with robes, privileges, and an unspoken agreement that whatever this person said should probably be taken seriously, even if no one was entirely sure why. In Roman society, titles were not just labels. They were shortcuts. You didn't need to prove competence if you had the right title. The title itself was the proof. If a man was called consul, then clearly he knew what he was doing. Or at least Rome agreed to pretend he did. This mindset solved a major problem for the empire. With millions of people spread across vast territories, Rome needed instant authority. Titles allowed citizens to obey without thinking too hard. You didn't argue with a title. You deferred to it. The logic was simple. Hierarchy saves time. 2,000 years later, we never questioned this logic. We just updated the vocabulary. Manager, director, senior advisor, executive officer, lead consultant. Titles that immediately command respect even when the actual job description is foggy at best. We nod in meetings, take notes, and assume competence. Not because we've seen results, but because the title says we should. And the truly Roman part, questioning titles, is still considered rude. In Roman times, openly challenging someone of higher rank was seen as disruptive, disrespectful, and potentially career-ending. Today, questioning authority in professional settings is often labeled unprofessional, difficult, or not a team player. Same rule, new costumes. Titles also create a comforting illusion of order. If everyone has a place in the hierarchy, then the world feels stable, even if the people at the top are improvising wildly. Rome understood that people prefer predictable authority over uncertain freedom. Of course, this system had flaws. Roman history is full of incompetent officials, corrupt governors, and titled men making catastrophic decisions with confidence. But the system itself survived because once society agrees that titles equal authority, the system no longer needs to be effective. It only needs to look official. So the next time you feel compelled to respect someone purely because their email signature is longer than a short poem, remember you are not being polite. You are participating in a Roman tradition designed to replace judgment with hierarchy. And just like Rome, we are still pretending it makes sense. Ancient Rome believed clothing was not about comfort, practicality, or personal expression. Clothing was about rank. What you wore told everyone exactly where you stood in society, and more importantly, where you did not belong. Dress codes were not suggestions. They were social law. The toga is the best example. It was heavy, awkward, difficult to wear correctly, and wildly impractical for daily life, which is exactly why it mattered. Only Roman male citizens could wear it. Foreigners could not. Slaves absolutely could not. Women wore different garments entirely. The toga existed less as clothing and more as a walking sign that said, "I have legal rights." Wearing the wrong clothing in the wrong place could get you fined, mocked, or quietly escorted away by someone with authority and very little patience. The message was clear. If you did not look correct, you did not belong. Rome understood that appearance enforces hierarchy faster than any speech. Fast forward 2,000 years, and we are still doing this, just with better tailoring and less draping fabric. Modern dress codes rarely have clear logic. You must dress professionally, which usually means uncomfortable shoes, restrictive clothing, and colors that express absolutely nothing about your personality. Offices insist on formal wear, even when the job involves sitting still and typing. Courtrooms expect specific attire, not because it affects justice, but because it looks serious, and the Roman logic remains intact. Dressing correctly signals respect for the system. Dressing incorrectly suggests rebellion, incompetence, or poor character, none of which have anything to do with your actual ability. What makes this even more Roman is how vague the rules are. Rome never wrote down exactly how to wear a toga correctly either. You were simply expected to know. Modern dress codes work the same way. Break them accidentally and everyone suddenly remembers the rules very clearly. The system survives because people enforce it on each other. No guards needed, just side eyes, whispers, and passive-aggressive comments about appropriate attire. So every time you put on clothing you dislike because a situation demands it, remember you are not being professional. You are honoring a Roman tradition designed to signal hierarchy, obedience, and belonging, all without saying a word. Rome would be proud. Ancient Rome believed deeply in one sacred principle. The system is never wrong. People, situations, reality itself, all of these could fail. But the system untouchable. If something went wrong, it wasn't because the system was broken. It was because you misunderstood it, misused it, or simply deserved the outcome. This belief was incredibly useful for running an empire. Roman law was complex, rigid, and often cruel. Appeals took time. Errors were common. Injustice was frequent, but questioning the system itself was dangerous. You could complain about individuals. You could beg officials. You could write petitions. What you could not do was suggest that the structure might be flawed. That crossed from inconvenience into rebellion. And somehow we inherited this mindset perfectly. Today, when a system fails you, when paperwork disappears, deadlines contradict each other, or procedures make no sense, the expectation is still the same. Accept it politely. You may feel frustrated, but expressing that frustration too strongly makes you the problem. That's just how the process works remains one of the most Roman sentences ever spoken. The beauty of this rule is how efficiently it shifts responsibility. If the system denies you something unfairly, it is not unjust. It is procedural. If you suffer because of it, that is unfortunate but technically correct. And technically correct, as Rome would have said, is the best kind of correct. Romans trained their citizens to internalize failure. If a form was rejected, you filled it out again. If a decision made no sense, you accepted it. Persistence was allowed. Resistance was not. This created obedient populations who blame themselves instead of institutions. Modern systems operate exactly the same way. You follow instructions that contradict each other. You repeat steps you already completed. You explain your situation to 5 different people who cannot help you. And at the end, you are told the outcome is final. Not because it is fair, but because it is official. And the most Roman part, you are expected to be grateful for the opportunity to participate. So the next time a system wastes your time, energy, or patience, remember you are not unlucky. You are honoring a Roman tradition designed to protect systems from accountability. And it is still undefeated. Ancient Rome loved efficiency, and nothing corrected behavior faster than embarrassment. If you wanted people to obey rules, pay taxes, or stop doing something inconvenient, you did not quietly scold them in private. You shamed them publicly, enthusiastically, preferably in front of a large crowd with opinions. Roman trials were not discreet affairs. They were performances. Accusations were spoken aloud. Punishments were visible. Mistakes were remembered. Shame was not a side effect of justice. It was the justice. The goal was never just to punish the individual. The goal was to make everyone watching think I would very much like to avoid being that person. This worked beautifully. Rome understood that fear fades, but embarrassment lingers. You can survive a fine. You can recover from punishment. But being publicly labeled incompetent, immoral, or untrustworthy, that sticks. That reshapes behavior permanently. And somehow we never stop doing this. Modern society claims to value privacy, empathy, and growth. But the instinct to shame remains intact. We still believe that exposing mistakes publicly will fix problems. Only now instead of the forum we have social media. Instead of stone steps we have comment sections. Instead of magistrates we have strangers with usernames and strong opinions. The structure is identical. Someone violates a norm. Their mistake is amplified. A crowd gathers. Judgment spreads faster than understanding. The lesson is delivered not through correction but humiliation. And once again the goal is not education. It is deterrence. The most Roman part is how normalized this feels. When someone is publicly shamed today, many people justify it by saying they deserve it. That sentence would have fit perfectly in a Roman courtroom. Context rarely matters. Proportionality rarely matters. What matters is that the spectacle reinforces the rules. Rome also understood something darker. Public shaming creates compliance without resistance. People internalize fear of embarrassment and self-police their behavior. No guards required, no laws enforced, just the quiet pressure of social observation. And yes, sometimes public accountability is necessary. But Rome did not care about nuance. Shame was applied broadly, generously, and often without mercy. The system did not aim to improve people. It aimed to control them. So when modern society rushes to publicly shame rather than privately resolve, remember this is not progress. It is Rome, just with better lighting and worse comments. Ancient Rome had a very simple formula for determining who should be listened to. Whoever had managed to stay alive the longest without being stabbed. Age in Roman society was not just a number. It was proof. Proof of experience, survival, and presumed wisdom, whether or not any actual wisdom was present. This belief shaped Roman politics, law, and daily life. The Senate itself was built on the idea that older men were inherently more capable of governing, not because they had better ideas, but because they had been around long enough to collect opinions, allies, grudges, and an impressive tolerance for boredom. Youth, meanwhile, was seen as reckless, emotional, and suspiciously energetic. Rome did not ask whether an elder was wise. It assumed wisdom as a side effect of aging, like wrinkles or joint pain. And we kept this rule almost perfectly intact. Modern society still equates age with authority. Seniority matters. Years served outweigh ideas offered. In many workplaces, the longest-standing employee automatically receives respect, even if their main contribution is reminding everyone how things were done back when this system made sense. Questioning older authority figures is still treated as disrespectful rather than analytical. Offering new ideas can be labeled naive. Suggesting change is often met with a Roman classic. "That's not how we do things." Which is a sentence that has survived longer than the empire itself. Rome loved tradition because tradition did not argue back. Older individuals became living symbols of stability even when they actively resisted progress. This made systems predictable. Predictability, Rome believed, was safer than improvement. The irony is that Rome was also filled with young people doing the actual work. Soldiers, laborers, clerks, builders, messengers. The empire ran on youth but listened to age. That imbalance caused stagnation more often than success. Yet the rule survived. Today, we repeat the same pattern. Younger generations adapt faster, innovate faster, and respond faster to change, but authority often remains locked behind age thresholds. Not because age guarantees wisdom, but because tradition says it should. And the most Roman part, when older systems fail, blame rarely flows upward. Instead, younger people are told they lack patience, discipline, or respect. So the next time someone dismisses an idea simply because it came from someone too young. Remember, this rule has nothing to do with wisdom. It has everything to do with Rome deciding long ago that age feels safer than change. And once again, we never bothered to update the rule. Ancient Rome believed laws were sacred. Unfortunately, they also believed laws should be written in a way that made ordinary people feel slightly unwell when reading them. Roman legal language was dense, formal, repetitive, and intentionally intimidating. This was not an accident. Confusion was a feature, not a flaw. Roman laws were written by elites for elites and interpreted by professionals who had spent years learning how to untangle sentences that refused to end. If you understood the law, congratulations. You were powerful. If you did not, congratulations. You were normal. The average Roman citizen did not read legal texts. They listened to them being read aloud, nodded politely, and hoped the outcome would not be terrible. The complexity created dependence. If the law was hard to understand, you needed experts. If you needed experts, the system stayed firmly in control. And once again, we preserved this tradition with remarkable dedication. Modern legal language still sounds like it was written by someone actively trying to avoid clarity. Sentences stretch across entire paragraphs. Simple ideas are buried under layers of formal phrasing. Words that no one uses in daily life suddenly appear and demand respect. Ask yourself honestly, have you ever read a legal document and felt calm afterward? Or did you finish it with a vague sense of dread and the suspicion that you accidentally agreed to something irreversible? This is Roman law doing exactly what it was designed to do. Legal complexity creates authority. If a document feels serious enough, people assume it must be correct. Questioning it feels risky. Arguing against it feels irresponsible. Rome understood that clarity invites debate, but confusion encourages compliance. The most Roman part is how society defends this system. When someone says they do not understand a legal document, the response is rarely sympathy. It is usually, you should have read it more carefully. As if the problem is literacy, not design. Even lawyers acknowledge this quietly. Legal language protects institutions first, individuals second. That principle has not changed in 2,000 years. So when you struggle through a document that seems deliberately hostile to comprehension, remember, you are not stupid. You are experiencing a Roman tradition meant to remind you that power speaks in a language you are not expected to question. And somehow we still call this progress. Ancient Rome loved big buildings, not because they were always necessary, not because they were efficient, but because they were impressive, overwhelming, and slightly unsettling. Rome understood something fundamental about power. If a building makes you feel small, the institution inside it feels important. Carouses, basilicas, temples, forums, they were massive on purpose. High ceilings, endless columns, stone everywhere. You were supposed to walk in, look around, and immediately think, I should behave myself here. Architecture was not decoration. It was psychology. If you entered a Roman government building, the space reminded you who was in charge before anyone said a word. The size alone communicated authority. You did not argue loudly in these places. You did not feel confident. You waited quietly and hoped your business concluded quickly. And once again, we copied this rule almost perfectly. Modern government buildings still favor scale over comfort. Wide steps, tall facades, echoing halls, furniture that feels slightly hostile to human backs. Even corporate headquarters follow the same logic. Glass towers, endless lobbies, security desks that look like altars to bureaucracy. None of this is accidental. Big buildings signal permanence. They suggest power that will outlast you. When something looks ancient, solid, and immovable, people are less likely to question it. Rome understood that authority feels more legitimate when it is surrounded by stone. What makes this especially Roman is how uncomfortable these spaces often are. Waiting rooms feel cold. Offices feel distant. Seating feels temporary. You are not meant to settle in. You are meant to feel like a visitor in someone else's domain. And it works. People behave differently in imposing spaces.